The mastermind behind Evil, Parrish Isaacs, has been producing, filming and editing video projects to the highest standards we've ever seen in the scootering community. The brand Evil has now set the bar for other companies and individuals when it comes to embarking on a video production. Quoted by Matt McKean, Parrish Isaacs, with his multiple years of extensive experience in filming and editing, to his unique style that has revolutionized the way action sports such as scootering and snowboarding is looked upon, reflecting the emotion of the riders and the passion they have for the sport, and the ability to create a piece of art which will influence and inspire anyone who experiences his masterpieces. Parrish Isaacs, born in 1997, grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, and moved to Vermont at the age of 8. On his 6th birthday, he got a green Razor 1 but didn't think of the scooter like skateboarding, as at the time, scootering didn't have a visible community. When he moved to Vermont, he got a floppy disk camera. Searching for the disc for the camera, he came across the RVM1 DVD, which is an action sports video with scootering, BMX and skateboarding. Once he watched the DVD, he was introduced in the scootering community and expanded his idea of the action sport. Living in such a remote and isolated area forced and inspired him to be creative and unique with his own style of riding. Eventually, scootering did introduce Parrish into skateboarding and snowboarding. Snowboarding, however, was a big influence on him, as it inspired him and established his style. From 15 years old, he got into snowboarding and filming with his friends as he had a handycam. He never had the goal of getting into filming in the beginning, but was the only one with a handycam, so the responsibility of filming always fell on him. With all of his experience with growing up, creating his own style, watching skating and snowboarding, having fun, traveling, filming with the homies, Parrish became the unique and inspirational writer and filmer he is today. In the scootering industry, Parrish has taken filmmaking to a new level. Instead of creating a film, he sees it as creating a piece of art. A really cool aspect of creating art is making someone feel something. It's not a specific emotion, but something that is generally emotive with strong visuals and music can evoke all sorts of feelings for someone. Quoted by Parrish, "So for such a deep and meaningful film, what goes into it?" With each of Parrish's films, there are media codes which can be seen and identified. These codes can allow us to understand what makes up Parrish's filming and editing style and how it is so unique. Technical codes. Camera. The way Parrish uses the camera creates a new atmosphere when watching action sports videos, as he has a way to find new angles and movements, which can change the way you watch his films. Unlike traditional action sports filming, you can recognize Parrish is behind the camera by his unique way of filming with fisheye and long lens. Parrish describes when filming people doing tricks there is a kind of set of rules, or better phrased, parameters, to capture a trick. However, within these parameters there is a lot of variation. This is where Parrish inputs his own style. Here you can see an example of the traditional way to film using fisheye. Using in focus how to use a fisheye lens by Ride Channel as an example. Low to the ground while tilted up so the skater isn't cut, and panning the camera. While in Parrish's films, example from Y2K, he experiments with Cavern Movement to make the clip more intriguing and interesting when a rider is doing tricks. This can impact how an obstacle looks or give more detail about a spot or rider. We can see Parrish's style between films such as Y2K, Civil Disturbance, Cinderblock. Lighting. In some cases where Parrish had to film in the dark, he would use an attachable LED light to the camera, which allows him to illuminate anything that appears in front of the camera. Due to the lighting conditions, the audience can interpret the surroundings, colors, and rider differently and can create a completely different aesthetic for the clip. Sometimes certain clips will look better in the dark as they can change the way the clip, trick, or obstacle can look like due to the lighting conditions. Most of the time though, he uses diegetic light from the sun, but at night the majority of light consists of non-diegetic LED lights and street lights. Editing. Apart from hours of filming and writing Parrish does to create his films, editing is one of the most time-consuming processes, as editing is building the complete product. Parrish has said he is very picky when editing videos and at times feels lost in editing and would have to take month-long breaks just so he could be certain what he's doing. The way Parrish edits can be seen as simple, but in reality is much more complex due to overlays, titles, chroma key, transitions, B-roll, exposure and clip cropping. Using these factors in his own style is really what makes his films unique and recognizable due to natural transitions, cinematic overlay, correct use of timing and B-roll, exposure balance and ratio balance of rider and the background and shot. When editing, there are unrecognizable factors that perfect his videos, such as specific clip positioning, which can be time consuming as for each clip has to be adjusted to the perfect crop, to how the clip blends with the music. For example, beats line up with clip transitions and key moments in the clip, such as jumping up, hitting an obstacle, or landing. These little adjustments are critical to making a visually and auditorily appealing video that could change the result and the way the audience enjoys the media product. Audio. When recording audio, Parrish may use either an inbuilt camera microphone or an external microphone, and to keep the writing sounds extra crispy may use a dead cat on the mics to reduce wind noise when moving with the camera, primarily when using fisheye or when it's windy using the long lens. In post-production, it is seen that his audio balances in his films to create a balance between music, camera audio and other add-ons without making one audio more overpowering than the other. When it comes to music, Parrish is very unique with these music choice and edits, as he likes hipster music as well as simple lo-fi and Australian music, which is straight away from other parts. Parrish explains in a Tandem interview that he wants his music to reflect the writing, creating more of a meaningful product, giving his films a complete feel, and being able to tell a story. All these song genres can be seen throughout Parrish's edits. We can see this in edits such as Evil, using hipster music for a cool and low-key feel which blends well with the style of the writers. Cinderblock, using instrumental sadcore rock music with downbeat melodies to strengthen the emotions of the writer. In Civil Disturbance, using hard rock music to show the sickness in the tricks they are doing and give an upbeat feel. And the use of techno music used in Y2K, giving it a serious and attentive feel. Other codes can be seen in Parrish's films such as written codes as he uses titles, and symbolic codes such as colour and setting. In Parrish's films we can see the use of similar colour tones in his clips which allow them to blend well together and suit the aesthetic of the environment and film. Also, the setting in his films is very unique as Parrish tends to be obsessed with architecture that will look really cool. Spot selection and use is really important to how enjoyable and relatable a video is. I also think that the spot choice and filming go hand in hand, because it all comes down to aesthetics. Something looking better because you chose a spot that you think looks cool doesn't matter nearly as much if the filming isn't good, because the ultimate goal of having everything feel aesthetic and cohesive isn't being fully met. Someone somewhere along the line is going to have to work their ass off and undertake serious personal sacrifices to create something truly meaningful and impactful. This is Parrish. For now, Parrish's focus is to make sure the kids who really care have the videos to get them stoked. We need to keep good momentum going. If kids are stoked on what we're doing, we need to keep them engaged in the most genuine way possible. Also, I think that if you ride something like a scooter or a skateboard, that's a big part of how you interact with the world. So if a video I make changes the relationship with an object they are so intimate with, it really changes the way they interact with the world. My whole life has been enriched and inspired by lots of art that I love. I just want to give those kids who ride scooters maybe a small piece of what shaped my life. So what is Parrish up to now? Right now, Parrish is working on a snowboarding video from last winter and also organising a new project with two of his friends who ride for different brands, which the video will be entirely for that brand. He is also working on an Evil full length, which he and other riders have been on 2 trips so far this year to film for that. And he is also working on including a few new riders to the mix, including the original Evil dudes as well. And finally, a message from Parrish to the future generation of action sports filmers out there who may want to take the same path. Advice would be just to have fun and practice. Learn about your equipment and use making videos as a way to travel and experience the world. It's a beautiful place and it's messed up at times, but many of my best experiences have been while making videos with my friends. Hang out with people who value your work and watch other filmers to take notes. Parrish Isaacs, with his skill and style, revolutionising the way action sports is absorbed, with the ability to make it more artful by using unique codes and motivating the next generation of riders with emotive and meaningful films, will continue to inspire with each film created and make history with his works of art.